face and it went away. That is crazy. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. The wasps, too many of them. All I did was press one button, the little smiley face guy that you normally can do a poll, and then it disappeared. So it just went away. That was whack. It's pretty foul. YouTube. But anyways, um, I had to bust a move because of the wasps, you guys. It's too many of them. Hello. Oh, good, I did. All right, I'm about done with my coffee, so we're gonna go on this walk, and I'm gonna show you guys something beautiful at the end here. But I did say I was gonna show you guys this book that I got from the library that was free. Let me see if I press the right button. Them bugs tried to get me. Gee, how you doing, Gary? How are you? Let's see. Here we go. I can't. This book right here. This book was free at the library. It's called The Man in the Mirror: Solving the 24 Problems Men Face. It says that it sold over a million copies. And based on the cover of this video, or the cover of the book, I would imagine that this book is kind of old. But I tell you what, I've been skimming through it a little bit, and it's everything is still relevant, of course. You know. But my question to y'all is, am I wrong for reading this? I mean, I have a right to read it, right? Because I'm a person, and I don't know what the heck is going on, y'all. I don't even know. Are y'all still? I have StreamYard. Can I go on StreamYard and go live this way? I think I've done it like this before one time. Because going live this way seems to be an issue. And I was going to go live on StreamYard this morning, but I didn't want to react to what I was going to react to. So I was like, let me just go outside and get some fresh air and just walk and talk and discuss whatever it is I want to talk about. Um, but I almost went live on StreamYard. Every time I get on StreamYard, though, it's something new, something different. Things don't save when I try to log back in. And then my main demo screen, I can't delete it. It won't let me delete it. And I don't want that background anymore. But yeah, we bike. We bike, man. So anyways, I was talking about this book right here. And I got it mainly because number one, I'm nosy. And number two, I have a son. And because his um father is not in his life, I feel it necessary for me to implement things that a father should. Will it sink in like a man? No, because when people say a woman can't raise a man, I wholeheartedly believe that. I do believe that it takes two, and that's one of the consequences of having premarital sex and not requiring marriage before you have a baby. So because of that, there's a lot of suffering that women go through when raising children. And so I have to do the best that I can with what I got. And so, me paying attention to him and reading about men. I even have a book called it's a book about black boys, um, written by a psychologist back in the 70s, I think. Very good book. So I've been reading that. Well, I started reading that, haven't finished it, but there's that book, and then there's this one here. And it's really some interesting stuff. Right now, I'm teaching my son about stoicism because you guys know that 90% of body language is nonverbal. And so sometimes he has a tendency to show what he's thinking and what he's feeling on his face. And I have to constantly be like, change your face, fix your face, because he'll be looking like, or he'll do that dumb Gen Z stare, and I'm like, "You need to fix your face." I said, "Whatever you got going on, that other person shouldn't be able to tell what you're thinking based on your posture, your body language, and your facial expressions." You understand? You don't ever wanna give the enemy an advantage by showing them what you're thinking. So I teach these things to my son because it is very important. I just pray to God that it is, sinking in and that he will remember some of this when he needs it the most. OBS is hard. Maybe I'll have to try it again. Yeah, they always changing stuff every time you turn around. CDT is likewise, Chelsea, because paying to go live is insane to me. I know. It's just you guys are technical and you guys don't mind going through the mud to get it to work for you. And I love the fact that Chelsea Lynn has figured out how to get all those kinks out because now Chelsea Lynn could play a clip, play whatever, and everything it runs smooth, unless it's like a bad weather day. But other than that, her stuff runs smooth. Whereas when she first started out, that shit was choppy, that shit was grainy, that shit was everything. Now, smooth selling. So you guys are diligent and you guys take the time to figure out and read and things like that. A lot of us are too lazy. I'm too lazy. So StreamYard is gonna be. But I only use StreamYard when I'm reviewing something or reacting to something. And I like reacting, but the thing is, in the moment, if I'm emotional about it, and I really have a lot that's in my mind, I have to do it then. If I don't do it then, it's not gonna be authentic when I do it later. Like, I can't plan to talk about certain things. It's just I don't know, it's just the way I work, you know what I'm saying? So, does the channel suffer because of that? Sure, but it is what it is. I don't care because whatever it is that I'm talking about, the right person will hear it and appreciate it. If they don't, then they don't. It is what it is. The white man in the cover makes me never wanna Cause I looked at it first and was like, "What he got going on? What's up with this man?" But I was intrigued, and, he's talking about sex, he's talking about money. The one thing that I read that I saw, um, in one of the chapters was talking about comparison, comparing yourself to other people, and having pride and humility, because pride is one thing. I talked about that in the beginning of the video. And then the opposite of pride is humility, being humble. And even talks about the Bible and that, about humility in the Bible and things like that. But these are all good things. And honestly, like I watch a lot of those male channels that are teaching men certain things and how to be in the right way and overcoming obstacles and things like that. And honestly, a lot of that stuff can be applied to me as a woman. Like life hits us all, you know? It may hit differently for a woman than for a man, but life hits us all. Everybody that you see on this app, trust me, they're going through some things on the back end outside of what you see on camera, right? Everybody's got a story and everybody is going through something. Um, but I feel like the things that are being taught, anybody can learn from, whether that's right or wrong of me to indulge and use that stuff for my own, it kinda makes me feel like, should I be applying that? Does that hinder me from, no, I don't want the retouch on. Y'all gonna see me for who I am. No, green screen. There we go. Um, Thanks, Boxing Scholar. Russia has entered the chat. Okay. I'll be available for tutoring after graduation. Yeah, it would be nice if you could hold a little class or some Zoom. What up, Riaz? I can watch tutorials, but if I don't do it for even a day, I forget everything I learned the day before. Oh, okay. What up, Thunder? Marcus Aurelius and Socrates. Yes, very good for keeps going to that. I have no idea what this is a new phone. Lee Turner in the building. Hey, Lee Turner. Thank you. I'm at the park. I'm going down this trail. I'm gonna show you guys something very beautiful. In the midst of this trail, they built this trail um about a year ago, and I couldn't believe it. Who's that? Derwin with care? Hey, that's ooh, he said he's amazing. What a blessing to say I am amazing. I don't hear anybody ever say I'm amazing. How you doing? I'm amazing. What? That's somebody that appreciates life. That's somebody that you know, that's not taken every day for granted. And I love that. Appreciate you, Riaz. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for being a reminder to those of us that may not have everything that we want, but I promise you we got everything that we need. And if you stay faithful, God will give you the desires of your heart. But it's a give and take, it's a sacrifice. Nothing worth having comes easy. I promise you that. Nothing worth having comes easy. Yeah, OBS, yeah. She got a what's her name? Her or CDT need to go ahead and do a Zoom and help us figure it out. Because if it's for free and it works that great for them, we can do it too. It's just a lot of technical stuff. I think I tried one time. Is the whole thing blocked off? Oh, okay. Um, and it wasn't going for me. But it's Friday. What do you guys have planned? I done lost my little paper. I have my little note. I don't know why it keeps going to video. I don't have any buttons pushed. What's her name? Who? Whose name? Did I miss something in the chat? Chitlin Taco. Yeah, the other one just crashed and she started. Oh, yeah. I recovered 24 times. I know that's right. I have 2 streams. There's another one up still. Ain't nothing I can do about it. I don't even know. This is weird. So weird. So anyways, on my way here, well, I was getting dressed. I had my little Beats pill playing and I listened to AZ had a new song out, and I used to like AZ back in the day. Sugar Hill. Oh, he used to be so fine to me. Anyways, I was listening to his new music, and I was like, I'm not even really in the mood for rap. Like, I don't want to hear no damn rap. Um, Let me listen to some oldies. And the one thing I do like about YouTube is that they do a really good job of recommending mixes. You put one artist in, they're gonna show you a whole bunch of artists over and over in that genre. So that is something that I appreciate. Am I going the right way? Yeah, the trail is over here. Okay. Dang it, hold on, hold on, y'all. Let me fix my Couch in the building. What up, Couch? Another good book for a young black man or black men in general is the Hagakure and the 48 Laws of Power. The last one should be used as a shield before it's used as a sword. So, yes, I have that book, of course. I got 48 Laws of Power. I even have the one that 50 Cent, the 50 Laws of Powers that he did with Robert Greene. And then I sent it to one of my nephews. And I remember telling somebody on Facebook or just talking about the book on Facebook, and this girl that I was stationed with sent me this long thing talking about the 48 Laws of Power is witchcraft, and you shouldn't be reading that, da da da. And so I asked her, I don't really like to argue with people. What I do is, like, when I think they're full of shit, I just ask questions. That's it. And if you ask the right questions, it'll knock them off their square. And I think now that's one of the reasons why um a lot of people have stopped fucking with me, because rather than just confronting, I usually just ask the questions to try to fully understand, get clarity. And I did that with her. I'm like, well, what is it in the book that says witchcraft? Like, can you tell me, like, what makes it that? And she wouldn't break it down, but then she got so upset, she just stopped talking to me. I'm like, I stopped effing with you when we were still active duty. Um, yeah, I think they're good books. It has to be used wisely, and it can't be used for manipulation. And I'll be honest, I've watched some interviews with Robert Greene, and I believe that Robert Greene um slightly has a chip on his shoulder and has been done dirty in his life. And he's come up with a lot of this stuff as a way to, I don't know. I just feel like partly why he created these books um is because of past trauma that he hasn't healed from personally. But I do believe there are some points in it that are good and that people should read. I also highly suggest what is that book? I have the copy. I sent one to my brother and I gave one to my neighbor. Ways of the Superior Man. Nipsey Hussle recommended that book, and that book is really good. And to be honest, what it boils down to, which is something that Ari Champagne, if you guys haven't checked out her channel, she's a new YouTuber. She's trying to get herself out there. I want her to come on camera more, but she talked about how lust kills creativity. And in the book, The Ways of the Superior Man, um, that's really the premise of it. As I'm reading through, I'm like, the premise is sex. The premise is when you are fully engaged in that, and that is your only thing that you're trying to get, right? Whether you are trying to get that job or try to do this or have that car or get this money, all so that you can have sex. That's what kills you. That's what stifles. Sorry, I'm in the woods, y'all. But when I get down here to this final destination that is just beautiful, it'll be clear. Let me stop and read. Another good, okay, yeah. So Hagakure, okay. I'm gonna have to remember that. Mo, you said get help with OBS from CDT. And what's her name? Oh, I'm sorry, Chelsea. You know I love you, girl. Ah, my bad. Yes, I am here. Look at the Green Log book. Y'all check out his channel. You guys are veterans, active duty, interested in military benefits. If you got family members that are military and they're not reaping all of the benefits from the military, check out his channel so that you can give them some information. Shout out to the chat. What up, Machiavelli? What up, Stash? My cousins be working outside. They blasting music. Okay. What up, Brazy? Favorite seafood in the city? Mm, we don't want to talk about food and where I'm at. This part of Virginia sucks when it comes to food and all that. They can't do hair and they can't make food out here. Is that on here? Okay, a second. Then it says another one is Black Titan, the A.G. Gaston story. This was very inspirational. Okay, Black Titan. Black Titan and the Hungakari. Got you. Thanks, Kenneth. Hey, Janesta! Happy Friday! Blake said, absolutely. She did a great job on that show. Which show are you guys referring to? Blake says, in his defense, I've heard him say he doesn't philosophically agree with 48 Laws. Who? The person that wrote it, he basically made a list of all the reasons he was fired from past jobs. Ah, okay. Drop the link. What up, John Jones? Oh, Sarah Paulson. She's an actress. Okay. I'm doing okay, Janessa. How are you? That was funny. I'm sorry. I mean, no disrespect. You know what? They always say you can't multitask, right? So it was one of them things, but no disrespect for sure, for sure. Chills, aka what's her name? I definitely need some help. I'm stuck at 40%. 40% for what? Oh, are you? Oh, we need to talk, bruh. No, we got to talk. First of all, go to Green Logbook. Are you on Facebook? If you are on Facebook, go to Green Logbook's channel. He has a Facebook group that helps veterans legally, the right way, ethically get what it is that you deserve. 40%? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, sir. You've deployed. You was in the army. You were raided by on the convoys and whatnot, sir. Um, yeah. Somebody please drop the Green Logbooks channel in the chat. I'm gonna do this to you, Green Logbook. Now, now I'm gonna make you a moderator. I'm not doing this because I want you to make me a moderator on your channel. I'm doing this so that you can drop your shit when you need to, when you come on and I talk about you. I don't really need you to moderate. I don't want you to feel obligated to come here. I'm only doing it because you're here and I want you to drop your stuff. And CDT needs to be able to get to 40%. He's a good brother. He's an ethical person. He's got a wife. He's got kids. He's done the work, boots on ground type shit. He needs help. So, CDT, go to Green Logbook's channel, find his Facebook thing, message him offline and get some information. Okay. Logic, can I push Jay down one time for the culture? No. I don't know what you mean by push her down. I think my latest video will get me kicked up. Why? Your last one? The last one you were you talking about Bigfoot one? Which one? You ain't been on there talking crazy. Oh, American Horror Stories. Yeah, that was good. It got good until they started getting into that witchcraft stuff. I think I watched it up until the third season, and then I was like, nah, I can't. You know, I mean, it's all kind of witchcrafty and spooky, and but I think when they got to the New Orleans one, that was beyond what I was comfortable with, and it just didn't feel right in my spirit to watch that shit. So I had to stop. But that first and second season was fire for sure. Black House said, "F it." That's the thing, though. You got to be careful about what you talk about. But it's crazy because I literally was on a guy's video who was a racist, and he called it. What was it? The title of his videos has something to do with Black people. And I'm listening to his live, and he's just getting all this shit off his chest, and nothing, no blocks, no copyright strikes, no nothing. He's just allowed to just say what he wants. But then you get somebody like Couch who's just speaking truth and talking about history. From what I've seen, um, they want to ban it. That's crazy to me. That's really crazy to me. But they know what they're doing. There's a method to this algorithm madness. There's things that they have programmed into it to look for. Um, and it's going to promote toxicity. It's not going to promote anything uplifting. You understand? If you're on here and you're a positive person and you're uplifting, they're not going to promote your channel. You got to really be toxic, or you have to be really niched down into a subject that people are interested in. This is what I'm understanding about it so far. So, thank you, JPD. Green Light says Robert Greene has some excellent material. Even his Laws of Human Nature is a good read. All Human Nature. Ooh, okay. CDT and the OJ one. Yeah, she did amazing. Yes, Seek Jesus. That's right, Colby. Thank you. I'm walking on a trail. Yeah, we got to get you past that 40, bro. I'm sorry. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable. So, yeah, check out Chris Voss's book, Never Split the Difference. He's an FBI negotiator that teaches tactics on negotiating in different scenarios. Okay. Chris Voss. I'm going to remember that. Thank you, Blade, for putting his channel on there. I did 20 years in 10 days, Janesta. Oh, yeah, CDT. Combat Action Badge? Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. All I got is the, what's that one when you deploy? Because I was in Iraqi, Freedom, and then I was in 2 campaigns. But they're just basic ones when you deploy. I can't remember. But I forward deployed to Al-Assad, and then they bombed that base a week after I left, I think. But that was in 2019. But bruh, no sir. 40%? Absolutely not. What Couch say? Oh, F it. Oh, I haven't seen the one you just dropped. Yeah, you have to tap in, CDT. And if you go back to Combat Craig, he has a channel on here. He passed away recently. May he rest in peace. But he has some good videos on there too. And you got to really get with a good DAV person in your area. They'll help you with that. My DAV person, we talked for 2 hours. He talked for an hour and a half about himself. I ain't kidding you. He talked about him fishing, traveling, his life in the military. But let me tell you something. 30 minutes of his time he gave to me dedicated to my stuff. I brought my binder, I had all my shit that I was going to show him. We barely even opened it. We didn't open it, actually. But the advice he gave me was in them little 30 minutes. I was like, we could have saved all this time. All right. BDBGP, how you doing? How you living? How you feeling? Black Couch says, I am merely expressing my humble opinion. Yeah, and everybody's got one, right? Everybody got an opinion. The problem is, we're a right to our opinions, and we have a right to express them, but there's consequences to everything. And You just have to be careful, and you gotta know you gotta be able to work around some things, you know? Peace and love. Hey, Jeray, how you doing? Happy Friday to you. Boxer in here trying to get me to do something to you. I'm like, absolutely not. Is you stupid? Not on my watch. Broken Blade says, not surprised. I was on a podcast 2 years ago talking about this. Every slur is banned on YouTube except the hard R. That's right. Recalcitrant squared. What is that? Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat, JPD. He always looking out. He's so sweet. BDP says, Mo, Saturday, May 23rd will be the battle with the rap songs for the ladies. I'll be emailing. Yeah, email me. And then I can put it on my calendar. Because as soon as I get off this live, I'm going to forget half of the thing I said, half of the things that I read on here. So please remind me, okay? YouTube is confusing, and it's not fair. And it's set up that way for a reason. So I think well in the fact that life isn't fair and we won't control anything, you're at the mercy of, the systems and the programs that you use. So this is where it takes you guys. Look at these homes. I didn't even know there were homes over here by the water. I didn't even know I was this close to the water. Because I mean, I can get on the road and drive 20 minutes towards Williamsburg and there's water out there, or I can go back to Hampton and get water there. But I didn't know that the bay, this Chesapeake Bay, reached all the way back here. And so they built this about a year ago. And I came out here and I said, I know you lying. Ooh, I know you lying. CDT, that's because you can say whatever you want about black people and no one bats an eye. Exactly. But if you say Jew or anything else, you getting banned. They'll shadow ban your channel, all kind of stuff. So it's the way it is, you know. And you got to remember too, I just think a lot of people just don't understand that these apps are really not set up. Like you see people like Peach McIntyre, who is damn near made millions of dollars. Look at that. From the trail, from the park. It brought me all the way here. Isn't that beautiful? It's beautiful. But she's a toxic individual. I've covered her a couple times. She's not a good example for young women, but they hype her up, push her out to the algorithm because it's toxic and it keeps us in a toxic state. And that's what the world wants of us. It wants us to be toxic people. It wants us to not love each other, not forgive each other, not have patience. They're pushing this whole go no contact thing, which I think is good in some cases. Sometimes you have to protect your peace, but at the same time, there's some things that can be talked out. Just trying to get the water in the shot, but just gonna have to hold it. Let me stop being lazy. Logbook says, I've tapped into the airplay at the Buffalo Wild Wings. Your live stream is now playing on all their TVs, and they're trying to figure out what is happening. What up, B-Dubs? That is funny. Oh my God. Whoop, whoop. Hopefully somebody in there heard a message. Somebody heard a word. Hopefully, I wasn't cussing during that time. Hopefully ain't no kids in there. YouTube, too dang complicated is terrorism. Yeah, I got that for sure. But it's another common one. I have to go back and look at my list of my ribbons. Yeah, 20 years and 10 days. Thank you for your service. I appreciate that, Portia. YouTube can be frustrating, everyone, but continue to keep having fun and pumping out dope, creative, innovative, engaging, and entertaining content. Absolutely. Shout out to the vets. That's right. Yeah, just keep going. The thing is, if you enjoy what you do and if you feel like what you are, um, talking about on your channel is gonna help somebody, keep going, whether you get the views you want, whether you get the monetization or not. Right now, I'm at, like, 500 and something watch hours. Last year, I had 3,300 watch hours, right? And every time I was getting close to the 4,000, it would drop. So I'm like, I'm never going to make 4,000. So at this point, F it. You know what I'm saying? But I know people that get on here and talk mess about other people and all this, and they got all kind of monetizations and all kind of stuff going, you know? But at the end of the day, I had to sit back and think, well, what is my motivation? What is my intention behind this? Why do I do it? So once you know your why, then you can settle in whether you get monetized, whether people watch it, whether people engage, whether it's really just like that. If you have a purpose, right? In my management, or not my management, in my leadership school, they talk about knowing your true north. That is your purpose, your why. If you know your why, nothing else matters. And you're going to be happy in it regardless, right? If only one person watched my video and got something out of it, that in itself means so much to me. Would I like monetization? Absolutely. Would it encourage me to go further and do more videos and probably be more professional? Absolutely. But that hasn't happened. And that's okay. There's a reason for everything. And now that I've understood that, I'm okay. Oh, he retired. Get another one. Find somebody else. Well, I want to see if you know my ex. He was in the Air Force, but he's in VA often for the VA reserves. What's his name? I retired out of Langley Air Force Base. So if he does his training at Langley, um, it's a possibility. And if he's medical, I definitely might know him. Green Light Book says use accredited VSOs. The VA is investing in non-accredited claims that have been put through. They might get a lot of pushback. Okay, so yeah, make sure you use somebody that's accredited. How do you find that out if they're accredited or not? Do they have like a badge or something or a number attached to the organization? Couch says we will see if YouTube will allow me to criticize white liberal women. Stay tuned. Oh, okay. Then yeah, I love this view. When I came back here, I was like, whoa. Yeah. Smash that like button. I appreciate you. Oh, for German talk. Yeah. For sure. Of course, Black Couch. We gonna support you. Guys, make sure you check out his channel. Why the hell? I think he was a moderator last time. Where's my fishing pole at the house? I think I'm gonna take my son fishing soon. He's been wanting to go. I've seen a little bit about the hantavirus. Looks like it might be the next 2020. Stay updated for sure. Yeah. Where did they dock though? I want to know, where did that boat finally dock? I know they got all them people out in the hazmat suits and all of the bio people were there. Where did they dock? I am extremely worried about that, especially since 3 people died on that cruise ship. It is very, very alarming. And you guys know that all of this stuff is set up. Everything is planned, right? These diseases don't just come out of nowhere. They said it comes from rodent droppings, right? But where did the rodent get it from? So you guys just stay on your P's and Q's, make sure you're taking your echinacea, your zinc, um, magnesium, staying healthy as much as you can. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, exercising, keeping your heart strong, um, staying away from people that say they're sick, things like that. Washing your hands is vital. You have, as soon as my son walks in the door, wash your hands before you touch anything. Hand washing is so essential. That in itself could save you a lot of grief. Janessa says, in my humble opinion, it takes too long for your channel to get monetized. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but it is what it is. I've been doing YouTube for what, 4 years now? I've had an account since 2011, and then I started doing videos, I think, right before I retired. Argentina. Okay. Yeah, keep it 100. Kruki says, I'm in KC and the World Cup is here in a couple of weeks and the whole city is in panic mode. Oh my gosh. Just get what you need and then stay inside for the most part. Monetization took me a little bit. Authentic content and consistent uploads is key. Bam. He said it right there. Consistency and authentic content. When you're authentic, when you're real, yeah, people will continue to come back and support. Absolutely. That's great advice. Can your channel be monetized from your phone? Yeah, if you're uploading from your phone. I know somebody who has like over 1,000 videos, and she's been monetized almost a year now, and most of her videos are from her phone. Most of them from her phone. All of them are from her phone. I've never seen her get on StreamYard or get on her laptop, or everything is from her phone, and she's monetized. So, yeah, but she was consistent. She always uploaded, and she uploaded the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know what I'm saying? So, like he was saying, consistency is key, and being authentic and real. Not You don't necessarily have to tell your business on here, but when you're being authentic and just who you are, I think that goes a long way. Yes, they need to tell you, but normally the big ones like the VFW, DAV, American Legion, et cetera, are all accredited. Okay, yeah. Look up the local ones in your area, CDT. Couch toeing the line. Mm-hmm. Trustee says his name is Corey. He didn't do medical in Air Force, but after he got out, he graduated college and does medical coding. Okay, I know a couple of Corys. So one of them committed suicide. God rest his soul. Docked off of Canary Islands, off of Spain. Oh my God. I know they mad. Y'all can come to my house and fish. We could do catch and cook right there. I know that's right. Don't tempt me with a good time. I'll bring Bishop in tow. Me and Bishop knocking on the door. Hey, put on some beats. Let's go fish. Elderberry. Yep, elderberry is good for the immune system as well. Absolutely. 2 people in Georgia have it? No. Oh my God, that's too close to me. That's too close to me. Both have been hospitalized. Does Discord allow you to do lives? I don't know. I'm not on Discord. What's his name? Wolfpack. I go to his channel every so often when Rhea suggests it, and he was doing a unpack with me, and he was talking about how he doesn't get on Discord because he said y'all be gossiping too much. He said it's too much negativity and toxicity over there, so he ain't on Discord. So I said I'm not getting on Discord either then. But no, I just don't have time to be attached to another app. I'm already on YouTube too much. I can't do TikTok and I can't do Discord. I ain't wearing no more effing mask. Ain't happening. I know that's right, Couch. That was just a mess. Just download Streamlabs. I think what isn't Streamlabs part of OBS? Free Bishop? No, never. Before signing up on YouTube, do they give you the do's and don'ts? Yeah, they have rules and regulations. You just got to read through it. It's pretty standard. Right, Mo? I started Googling immediately because I was like, that's not far from me. It's not. As if he is one to talk. I know. Talking about gossiping. Boy, that'd be the crazy part to me because I'll be watching somebody on here and they'll say something and I'll be like, that's you. Like, I literally had a conversation with somebody in person and they were talking about all the stuff that they hate. And I was like, that's you. Like, people are crazy. That's what you call delusional, honestly, you know? But that's old news with me and him. I don't want to rehash. We've made up, we've forgiven each other, but, when you calling and talking about me to other people, to me, that's, you know, it's not kosher, not kosher at all. But we let bygones be bygones, and I still support him here and there when I can. I think he's a good guy by nature. He just got caught up in some emotional shit. That's why that stoicism is so important. That's why having male figures in your children's lives is so important. Men need men. I've even suggested to one of my homeboys who's my age, like, get you a mentor. You know, you're never too old to learn. You're never too old to be guided. Get you somebody that you look up to and have them mentor you. You know, somebody who's married, successful career, seems happy, has a good relationship with God, keep that person close to you and learn from them. You're never too old. That's good, CDT. Nobody on your Discord is messy. I know that's right. Do's and don'ts of what? She wants to know the do's and don'ts of YouTube. Like, I guess what you can and can't do, things you might get striked for, stuff like that. Usually there's a lot of info you need to abide by when you upload a video. Yeah. Yep, they do what they want to certain folks. It just depends. Nothing confirmed in Georgia. Good. Facts, Mo. Yeah, all of those are closed. Florida, Louisiana, New York. Fox News reported it. Okay. Florida in the house. Thanks, JPD. You owe me a 2% residual giving out this advice. You want me to give you 2% on what you gave me? You funny. That's mic check for me. If I need some solid talking to, I hit him. That's what's up. Yeah, mic check seems like a really solid dude. Um, he just seems like he's full of wisdom. I like the way he listens. He seems like he's a really good listener because he let Simply Ken just go on and on and on. I'm like, but he's such a good listener, and he's just like, and he asks really good questions too, to get clarification. Like, well, what are you really trying to say? What are we talking about here? And Mike Check does seem like a really like a good guy too. Yeah, you're never too old to get guidance. I'm 47. I just went to lunch with a older lady who's in her early 70s. So when I'm having some issues, sometimes I might reach out to her because my mom is no longer here. My grandmother's no longer here. You know, my ex's mother is still here, and we text pretty much every day. But she's not that type of person that you can just call and vent to and ask. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I rely on the Most High, of course, first. Now I've learned to go to Him first with all of my issues, especially deep, heavy ones that I don't know what to do. I go to Him first as a source. Um, and a lot of our issues, honestly, you can find them in the Bible. You go through Proverbs, you're gonna find something you're dealing with. Somebody owe you money, you owe somebody money, somebody done cheated on you. It's all there. Okay. But there's nothing wrong with seeking counsel. Absolutely not. He's super solid. Yeah. Shout out to Simply Ken, aka YouTube, Charlemagne the guy. He's not that shocking though. He's not shocking like that. He seemed like a really good dude too. They both seem like good dudes. And I know they had taken a break and they came back and they were worried about like view count because they have all these subscribers. But I haven't been watching them long enough to know or to kind of understand. But like Janessa said, the algorithm is just weird. Is you just never know what it's looking for or what it's going to push and when and why. Um, but when you're positive and when you're actually trying to help people do better in life, they're not going to push that. Absolutely not. Lee, it just said that Georgia is monitoring a couple who were exposed to it on the cruise ship, but doesn't say anything confirmed. Okay. All right, Mo, gotta take off and record my video. Great live stream again. Glad I caught it. Yeah, did they get me off of the big screens at B-Dubs? Am I still on the screen at Buffalo Wild Wings? Did they kick you out? That is so funny. I love it though. I love it. Have a good day and have a good Mother's Day. Yeah, Janessa, what you want to talk about? Ken is my guy, yeah. When I was first watching it, I didn't have my glasses and I thought his name was Super Ken. So I kept on chatting Super Ken, Super Ken. And I was like, oh snap, his name ain't Super Ken, it's Simply Ken. Anybody ever tell you that you look like Beyonce? Boy, you better stop. Y'all gotta be aware of them people that like to gaslight you and the ones that like to love bomb you in the beginning. Girl, you look like Beyonce. More like Beyonce. Okay. One thing we learned from C-19 is don't trust nobody, even if they claim it's nothing. Hey, Lauren, how you doing? Happy Mother's Day to you. Thank you, Green Log Book. Appreciate you. You said Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I want to say a Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there, guys. Um, just like fathers, it's really one of those jobs that you just, it's what's that word they use? It's an unsomething job. When it comes to family, um, you're always gonna feel like what you're doing is a thankless job, right? But when God wakes you up every morning and blesses you with everything that you need, that's your reward. Mothers and fathers shouldn't get rewarded for doing what the fuck they supposed to do. That's just not, do I appreciate some ugly craft work from my kid? The macaroni necklaces and shit. I love that corny shit. But that's not why we do it, right? We do it because God entrusted in us to bring these children into the world. God trusted me that much that he said, I'm going to give you seed for you to influence and to bring up and push out to the world so that they can reproduce. God gave me that chance. And I just think about that like, wow, God, because I didn't think I could have kids. I had my kid when I was 36. Got pregnant was out when I was 36. Had him when I was 36. I didn't think I could have children. Honest to God. Never been pregnant. Never got rid of anything. Nothing. I had one pregnancy scare, but that was nothing. So at 36, I had kind of already settled in my mind and in my heart and soul. Maybe it's just not meant to be, right? And I was coming around to the idea of, I can't have kids. And I lost 20 pounds. I got healthy. Me and my ex, my son's father, had broken up for a time period. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take this time to stop drinking, smoking, da, da, da. So I would limit my drinking to the weekends only. And I was exercising and I literally lost like 20 pounds. So I think because I wasn't drinking and I wasn't smoking as much and I lost weight, I had developed an environment that was conducive to carrying. Because I told you, you guys know I've been an alcoholic for years, right? So I think I had developed an environment in my body to where I could carry. At this point, I still wasn't thinking about having kids or anything. And even though we were broken up, we were still screwing. Anytime he come into town, we screw, and that was the only person I was messing with. And at some point I said, yo, I said, you coming in and out of town, we may as well just get back together because I'm not about to be just that person that when you fly into town, you get some and then he was like, you're right, you're right. We need to just go ahead. So we solidified it and we got back together. Literally, like 2-3 months later. He was like, I thought you said you could get pregnant. I said, I thought I couldn't. I didn't know. Lord. Mm-mm-mm. See, that's life. What's unconditional? No soup for you. I'm sick of all these holidays, honestly. Yeah, it feels like there's always something all the time. Thankless. Yep, that was the word. Thankless. People say I look like a mix between The Rock and Fred Flintstone. I'm pretty proud of The Rock and Fred Flintstone. What a combo. That is wild. CDT, I only like the holidays when my job pays me to be off. Now that that's a holiday, I know that's right. Martin Luther King, President's Day, Columbus Day, Veterans Day, Labor Day, Memorial Day, everything. CDC said, I'm over it. I don't celebrate my birthday or none of that. My kids hound me about it. I could care less. Yeah, some people are like that. It just gets overwhelming. And it really is just a capitalistic thing. It's just for people. It's a way for, our country to make money, really. That's what the F happened to me. Got pregnant out of no damn where. Out of no damn where. As if we wasn't hunching though, right? We ain't had nothing to do with it. It just happened. Out of nowhere. What? Me? What about celebrate National Sin Day to all our haters? I know that's right. What day is that on? You had your baby late too? Yep. National Suck It Ninja Day. Oh, wow. Holidays are there to take your money. Absolutely. Absolutely. I still celebrate a little bit, but I think the older I get, the more I celebrate in different ways. Like on my birthday, I usually come to the beach and I reflect on everything during the year because my birthday is on the last day of the year. And so I just reflect on all of the goodness. I write down what I'm grateful for. And then I also write down things that I have to work on. That way I have a goal. Um, but that's usually how I spend my day, just reflecting uh, on my life and the goodness of God. And we might go to down. Last year, me and my son went to dinner at this restaurant. It was nasty. Spent a lot of money on food that I could have made better at home. So that was disappointing. The dessert was good, but other than that, it was bad. Um, but yeah, the older you get, a lot of that stuff means nothing. It's really just about celebrating each day, right? What about the snow bunnies? What CDT facts TV? That's what I was about to say. Well, what did he say? What did he say? I know that's right. Every day. It's every day. There's a lot of people out here that don't want to see you win, but that's because they're not in a good spot. So you guys have to remember that. Anybody that will talk bad about you is never doing better than you. A person that's doing better than you ain't gonna ever have a reason to talk bad about you. And that's just facts. It's just facts. They don't have a reason to. So a lot of times you just have to consider the source. When certain things come to me or I see certain things, I have to consider who that person is and the fruits that they have bear. And if they're not on my level, it's actually kind of funny. It'd be funny every time, you know. Um, so it makes it really a non motherfucking factor. You're not a factor. You don't count. Yeah, that's really what it is. And that book that I showed you guys earlier, it's really just about looking yourself in the mirror and seeing what it is that you got to change in order to be better. If you find yourself out here hating on somebody for no reason, unwarranted, that's really just a testament to what you got going on in the inside that you haven't been able to dissect and work on. But every day we should be working on something, getting a little bit better at something, doing something a little bit different. You know what I mean? It doesn't take a lot of effort, but all that little bit adds up to a lot in the end. You understand? Take them to church. Chelsea says, Lee, yeah, I Googled it. Still doesn't say there are any confirmed cases in Georgia, only that they are monitoring a couple who are exposed to the virus. Yeah, being exposed is a lot. They need to keep them quarantined for a month. Chelsea with a good posture because she has a good doctor. All my haters get EAB, eat a bag. Absolutely. The thing is, though, we got to stop focusing on our haters. When we focus on our haters, we give them life. Stop focusing on them. I know a lot of people like haters because it gives them motivation to do better. Once you know there's a hater, then just keep it moving, you know? But when we focus on them and make them our primary source of inspiration, that's not good because it's going to turn you into something that you never thought you would be. And I think that's how a lot of these channels turn toxic. They get a little bit of haters, they respond, and then they go back and forth, and then their channel builds off of that, and now you gotta keep the drama going, you gotta find somebody else, and then the cycle continues, and next thing you know, you making money, but you ain't really feeling good on the inside. I've seen it happen too many times. Um, People switch lanes, and there's nothing wrong with pivoting, but when you pivot for, the wrong reasons, um, it doesn't end well, in my opinion. I cannot, Derek Gaines. That's something you're gonna have to do on your own, my boy. That's all they use in the military, child. What up, Damien? Appreciate it, Chelsea Lynn. Can't wait to see 6:30. See everyone soon. Much love. What's happening at 6:30? Who going live at 6:30? YouTube got my new video on GTOF mode again, right? Really? So what is it saying? Is it saying that you can't go live or that you can't upload a video? I'm on the list. Yes. That was my whole goal, bruh, to get on the list. And I am on Derek's list. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But I'm gonna head on out, you guys. I gotta go home. My son's been home now for about 30 minutes. I think that's enough time for him to, you know, cool himself, play a little bit, exhale without mama in his face talking about, what'd you learn today? How was school? What's your teacher there? Da, 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 da. Right? Give him his little time to himself, because I love him that much. I want to see him prosper. I want him to know that whoever he ends up with should also give him space, you know? So I give him his little space because I understand that he's a human with emotions and feelings and needs and all that stuff. So it's my job as a parent to treat him as such. And I have to treat him in a way in which I will want him to find somebody that's going to be that way, someone that's going to treat him good, you know, as well as him treat her too. Don't get it twisted. I don't just be telling my son, this is the type of woman you want or type. No, you got to be the kind of man that deserves a woman that will do X, Y, and Z. Right? So I teach my son what I feel is right based on my guidance from the Most High. And that's that. And if you don't like it, you can eat a bag. Chelsea's going live. Blaze says that's one reason I backed off of my vids for a few months. God wanted me to chill some because I was veering into pride and malice. Absolutely. And it's so easy to go that route. It is so easy. It would be too easy. Do you know how many things I could have talked about on my channel? That video I did on Whoophat, I could have went way deeper. CDT, no, I had to get some shit off my chest. I could have went below the stuff that I hit was surface. But there's so many people that I could go in about and cut so deep, it wasn't worth it. You have to listen to your intuition telling you no, because it can go left. My thing is, I don't know if this happens to you, but once I go left, I'm stuck in that for a long. It's hard to bring me back to peace. If I'm in that mode where it's rah, 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 F everybody, it's hard to. So I try my best not to even go that way. So you did right by yourself. I just made the list. That's okay. I need to stay on the list. How can I remain on the list forever? You have a great day too. You working on your thumbnail? Mo has told me no one too many times. I know. See, look, he just spelled two wrong. My God. What up, J Rocks? You gonna make me go and listen to some J Rock now? The whole bag too, all of it. Yeah, buddy, we got some snow bunnies in the chat. I feel you, Mo. That's why I ignore all the bull. Yeah, snow bunnies looking like hot white claws. I don't do nothing, and I stay on the list. You do. You're on the list forever. Yes. Does that mean you're gonna stop serenading me? Because if I'm on the list, that means you're not effing with me, right? So that means no more serenades, no more singling me out. We got to focus on somebody else. Bougie Barbie, it's her turn. Yes, I think I'm slow to anger, but I'm slow to chill too. Yeah, that part. That part until he find a new victim. Yes. There was some other things I want to talk about, but it's time for me to get off of here. You know, yeah, and YouTube is starting to act up. So let me see how many steps I got in just by doing 2670 so far. I think my new goal is going to be at least 5,000. Most people get 10,000 on their steps. But because of my back injury, there's only so much I can do. I can't do a lot of walking. Um, but once I get going, I can knock out a little bit. So I've been able to get up to, I think one day I got 4,000 steps. Another time I got like 3,600 steps. But on average, I get 2,500 if I'm wearing my watch all day. That's not nearly enough for somebody my age. I need to be getting at least 7,000 steps in every day. Um, so I just have to take it easy and just be consistent and not sitting too much and making sure that I'm getting out every day. By the end of today, I should have at least 4,000 by the time I get home and be out with my son and doing stuff like that. So, exercise is key. And the only reason I got out here today was because Demetra K, hey ladies, Demetra K was talking about sprinting. Demetra K is 53. She looks amazing, and she switched up her exercise routine, and she's been doing sprints lately. And she said people were shocked that she was able to do sprints because she's 53. And I'm like, "Yo, I can't even jog right now because my back is" but it's getting better every day. Every day it's getting a little bit better. At least I'm not bedbound anymore, and I can drive and I can walk, as you guys can see. And I could do my elliptical for a little bit, but being able to sprint in your 50s. So I was gonna do StreamYard and react to some stuff, but I said, no, I gotta get out the house and get some exercise in, and I'll just go live and talk about whatever I want to rather than having a structured video today. So that's what I decided to do because of my inspiration from Demetra K. Make sure you check out her channel. Um, so this is why we're here. And I say a little bit too much. I should know better because I've taken public speaking class before. Never take public speaking with a friend, by the way. I was the opposite, BB. Easy to anger. Yeah. Nope, you're gonna get all my my 11 dare games. I'm a reformed hothead, BB. I swear, I'm proud of myself, and you should be. You should be. Good for you, bro. For real. I think I'm more an internal hothead. That's why I'm slow to chill. Because if I'm not pissed off, I let a lot of shit slide. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like when you internalize it. So what I've learned to do now, especially since I'm not drinking anymore, is when I internalize that stuff and I can't let my pride and ego get the best of me and say and pop off like I want to, I either exercise or I pray and meditate. That's how I get it out. But that energy has to go somewhere. You can't leave it inside of you because when you do, it manifests itself in our bodies and then you start getting pain and headaches and all kind of BS, right? We don't want that. We don't want no GI issues because somebody said something stupid and pissed us off. No, no, no. We have to transfer that energy. They say energy never dies, it just transfers. We don't want to transfer that shit internally. We got to get it off, right? So we got to find positive ways. Broken Blade, he does, graphics and computer stuff and creating and stuff like that. If that's how you channel your energy, that's what you do. But we have to channel our negative energy that comes to us because we can't control the world. There's so many uncontrollables, right? So many things. You got people, places, and things that's going to just mess with us, especially when we trying to do right. Satan is going to attack. And he does that through people, places, and things and circumstances and incidences and all that stuff, right? But we can't let it knock us off our square. So what are we supposed to do? Well, when we get that, we take it to him first and then we work it out. We get it out. I exercise when when I'm pissed and I can't and I just want to scream or I just want to hurt somebody or if I think I want to drink, I I exercise. That's what's helped me. Go for a walk and especially sunlight. You get you some sunlight, oh my God, make the world a difference, right? Because that vitamin D acts as a hormone and it settles the spirit. God knows what he was doing when he made all of this. He knew what he was doing. He knew we needed it. Natural cures. God is great. Stay hydrated. We got to stay hydrated, y'all. And we just got to do the right thing. That's all. Yes, ma'am. Making music is my happy place. Headphones on a world and the world off. Absolutely. You channel all of that frustration, guilt, um, anger. We channel that into something positive, something that ain't gonna hurt nobody else and help us at the same time. Absolutely. I love it. Now, this phone is supposed to be new, but it ain't acting brand new. Well, it's acting brand new to me in the sense that we use it. But it keeps bringing up the camera. So I'm gonna get off because it's acting up, and I'm gonna take the rest of this time to walk on this trail to walk in silence and just be appreciative. Shout out to John from the military retirement podcast, talking about meditation on the Green Logbooks channel and how important it is. CDT. Let me move this because I don't want nobody tripping. That's why don't do panels. People purposely get on these panels and be ignorant. I refuse to be a part. Absolutely. And I noticed you really was holding back on your thoughts on panels when you were talking on your last live. And yeah, sometimes we have to hold our tongue because we don't want to offend. And sometimes it's just better to just not say anything, but just know not when not to engage and when not to ingest something or watch something or be a part of something too, because those panels can definitely put you in a mood. I mean, there were some things that I agree with on both sides, some things I disagree with on both sides. But at the end of the day, I think what's missing from these panels is finding a common ground. I don't think they come together to find a common ground. They come together just to argue. And I'm not interested really in watching two women argue online. It's just a lot. So I dipped in for a little bit, got out, heard the nonsense, and was like, yeah, I can't be too invested in this shit. Because what we watch and what we, you know, it's coming into our system, subconsciously and consciously. That's why I don't do the panels. People purposely get on these panels and be ignorant. Yeah. Yeah, I choose my words these days and mostly just shut yeah, sometimes you just have to. Like, sometimes when I go ghost on YouTube and I'm gone, it's because I've decided to just be quiet, and a lot of times God will tell me, "Shh, don't say nothing," or "It's not your time," you know? "You have nothing important to say, don't get on," you know? And just even replying to certain things, sometimes it's not worth it. Will it feel good to say whatever it is you want, get off your chest? Like, I have a troll channel, right? And I've never been extremely reckless, but I've definitely said some things that I probably am not proud of if I look back on it, you know? So now my troll channel mirrors my this channel, When I'm on that page looking at videos and stuff like that, I respond the same way I would if I was your average logical thinker, you know? Cree says that's why mine is different. I don't do all that. I know that's right. Cree's panel is all about just peace and just getting things off your chest and just chilling. It's good vibes over there. It's not debate. It's not riffraff. That's one reason why I try to stay on with the panel because it's good vibes. It's all like genuine and authentic and just chill. I got a lot I could say, but it's not even worth. Sometimes it's not worth it at all. Sometimes things be so strong though that you just have to get it off your chest. But I think it's really just the way we say it, you know? Mm. If we say things in a way um that's not reckless, it's possible. Oh man, I used to be extremely reckless. That last stream I did about the dude I was holding back serious. Oh yeah. You could have really went in on that guy, but you didn't. And that's where a lot of our blessings come from when we hold back and we're more humble. That's where a lot of my blessings have come from. Even when Derek pisses people off. Lots of laughs over Cree's facts. If I'm telling the truth, I don't give a F how it sound. Deal with it. Yeah. Yep. Depending on what it is, for sure. Absolutely. Is this the way I came, y'all? I know there was some gravel, but uh see, this is the thing. I'm gonna be pissed if I get in here and then it takes me somewhere else. I think shit. Let me just go the long way. All right, y'all. Well, look, it's Friday. I love you. If I didn't tell you Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I will talk to you guys later. I'll see you on the YouTubes. God bless. What else? Gratitude is key. Be grateful. All of our mothers weren't perfect, but guess what? We not perfect. Nobody on this earth is perfect. So think about giving just a little bit of grace, um, rather than condemnation, you know? Because at the end of the day, God will deal with those people, you know? But just be grateful. Grateful that we're alive, you know? Don't tell us you lost, Mo. I mean, I came no, okay, so, yep, I didn't come down the. It's like, "How you gonna be lost in this little park? This is crazy." But Imma head out, guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace.